The story of Freddy Fazbear and the Purple Man. Once upon a time, in a small city, there lived a cute little bear cub named Freddy. He was a beloved and friendly creature who brought joy to the children and the adults alike. He would play with the kids in the park, and everyone would gather around to watch and laugh. He was even the mascot of the local children's hospital, where he would visit the sick kids and bring them joy and comfort. Everyone in the city adored him, and he had a special connection with the children, who saw him as a protector and a friend. But one day, a mysterious man in a lilac suit came to the city. He was known as the Lilac Man, and he had a dark reputation that preceded him. He was said to be a sorcerer who could control the minds of others and bend them to his will. He had a twisted desire to create the perfect monster, one that would obey his every command and wreak havoc on the land. Despite the warnings of the townsfolk, Freddy was drawn to the man and they quickly became friends. As days passed, the Lilac Man began to fill Freddy's mind with dark and twisted thoughts. He whispered secrets to the bear cub, telling him of the power he could have if he let the Lilac Man guide him. He promised to make him the most powerful and feared creature in the land. The Lilac Man knew that Freddy's innocence and purity made him the perfect vessel for his twisted experiments. At first, Freddy was hesitant, but the Lilac Man was a master manipulator, and he knew how to play on the bear cub's insecurities and desires. He convinced him that the people of the city didn't truly love him and that they were using him for their own gain. He told him that if he wanted to be truly loved, he needed to be feared. Slowly but surely, Freddy began to change. His eyes grew large and green, his mouth twisted into a sinister grin, and his teeth sharpened into jagged fangs. He became more aggressive and irritable, and the townsfolk started to notice something was off. They tried to intervene, but the Lilac Man had already cast a spell on the bear, making him immune to their attempts to stop him. At night, when the town was asleep, Freddy would sneak out and roam the streets, attacking and devouring anyone he could find. The townsfolk were terrified and could not understand why their beloved bear cub had turned on them. They tried to catch him, but he was too fast and too strong. He had been infused with dark magic, making him almost invincible. As the attacks continued, the Lilac Man revealed himself as the mastermind behind it all. He had used his dark magic to control Freddy and turn him into a monster. The townsfolk knew they had to stop him and put an end to his evil plans. They formed a group of brave warriors, each one with a special skill that would help them in their quest. They went to the abandoned carnival where the Lilac Man had his lair to put an end to his machinations. The battle was fierce, but the townsfolk were determined to save their city and their friend. They fought their way through the carnival's twisted attractions, and finally, they reached the Lilac Man's chambers. They fought him and managed to weaken him, but just as they were about to capture him, Freddy appeared. He had been following them, and his mind was consumed by the Lilac Man's magic. The townsfolk had to make a difficult decision. They fought against the monster that was once their friend, and finally, they defeated him. The Lilac Man was captured and locked away, but the damage had been done. The townsfolk had lost their beloved Freddy, and the city was forever changed by the events that had transpired. They decided to build a memorial in honor of the bear cub, who had brought them so much joy and love. They also made sure that the Lilac Man would never be able to harm anyone again, by sealing his powers and confining him in a place where he could never escape. Years passed, and the people of the city never forgot the tragedy that had befallen them. They told the tale of the Lilac Man and his twisted experiments, and the innocent bear cub who fell victim to his machinations. The memorial stood as a reminder of the love and innocence that had been lost, but also of the bravery and determination of the people who had fought to save their city. And as for the Lilac Man, he spent the rest of his days locked away, alone with his regrets and the memory of the monster he had created. He knew that he could never undo the damage he had caused, and he lived with the knowledge that he was responsible for the death of the innocent bear cub who had once brought so much joy to the city.